everybody, good buddy here with more Meryl and August. Last we left off, we were having a pep talk with August, and he was like, okay, my strengths. I'm good with swords. Kind of. I'd say so. Well, I haven't really seen you in battle. But you seem pretty confident with that dagger you showed me. And I'm really serious a lot of the time. Wait, that's a fault, isn't it? No, being serious is a good thing. No one likes a jester at a funeral. Right, and He started looking around. He was out of ideas. You're also really nice. Huh? Well, thank you. And helpful, caring, modest, gentlemanly, and... I pointed to the bandana on his head. Very heroic. He turned beet red. I just said something really weird, sorry. He laughed. Well then, that makes two of us. Thank you, Meryl. I don't often meet people who try to help me. Gregor tries to help you. Kinda. Wait. A realization popped into my head. This whole time, Gregor hadn't said a single thing, even though August and I were clearly making fools of ourselves quite audibly. I looked at the front of the carriage and saw Gregor, who was emitting soft snores. He's asleep! What a liar! He'd been clearly tired and hadn't said anything, probably to protect his image as a rough and tough knight. I just thought of one of your strengths, August. You're honest. If something is bothering you, you're upfront about it, unlike this guy. I gave Gregor a good shove, but not hard enough to push him off the carriage. He jolted right up, awoken. I'm awake! Oh God, what'd I miss? Who probably keeps quiet about his problems, hoping they'll go away if he just shoulders through them. In the long run, this just causes problems for everyone in the group. Huh? I'm awake! August bust out in a hearty laugh. Meryl, you're totally right! What? What's that? You making fun of me? No, sir. Good. Yeah. August stood up and moved to the front of the carriage. This old guy, he's got all this bravado air about him, even he's full of it. Hey, Gregor! August was sure acting confident all of a sudden. Was my little pep talk the cause of it? Huh? Go to sleep! You've been up longer than I have! August then shoved into the back of the carriage so fast I had to dodge out of the way. Oh, sorry! He's a pretty big guy. It's okay. There wasn't any room in the back of the carriage anymore to lay down, what with Gregor sprawled out. A few seconds later, his snoring started. Even if I could have laid down, there was no way I could get any sleep with all this noise. I decided to join August up front in the carriage. Is it alright if I join you? August looked back. Sure. Sorry about him taking up your sleeping spot back there. That's okay. I've slept enough recently. I haven't been up here yet, so I'm kind of excited. August laughed again. Hey, aren't you tired? The weird thing is that I was, but I don't know. I've been feeling pretty refreshed ever since our little chat. I guess it's my second wind kicking in. And you know that's true, because one of my advantages is being honest, right? I laughed a little. Well, as long as you're feeling okay. I tried my best to curl up on the hard seat. I looked at August. He sure was acting different ever since our talk. When you get a good, a positive moral in your life, it does make you act different. I should know. This is good morals, folks. Well, not completely different, just more confident. Had my speech given him the confidence he needed? Had he been like this before he's failed classes? As I turned my attention to the scenery before us, I wondered when the last time August had received genuine compliments. Meryl? 2 more minutes, Mom. Come on, Meryl. How long are you going to be asleep? Come on, just let me sleep a little longer. Please? Can't I just be late for school just this once? Meryl, Gregor's awake. He wants to switch places with you. Gregor? Who's Gregor? Oh shit! I jolted awake, instantly remembering where I was. The first thing I noticed is I was extremely close to August. I must have had a pretty wild look on my face, because August chuckled. When you dozed off, you fell on my shoulder. I didn't have the heart to move you. You were pretty out of it. That explained why I was so close to him. I glanced down at said shoulder. Oh gosh, I drilled on him and everything. I'm so sorry. It's okay. That's what the armor's there for, you know? Protection against Emily's swords, axes, spears, as well as any sort of drool attacks from self-proclaimed adventurers. Are you two finished yet? Can we not have the flirting? I do what I want, Gregor! In the moment of my sheer embarrassment, I'd completely forgotten about Gregor. How about you leave drool all over the sleeping blanket in the back of the carriage and give my pupil's arm a rest? Right? I quickly swapped places with Gregor and buried myself beneath said blanket to stifle my embarrassment. I hadn't really done that, had I? I had. I totally had. And now? I was so dead. I guess I wasn't even mad. My dignity was completely in tatters. What kind of adventurer goes and drools on a knight's arm anyway? Especially one that is helping her. That is the most romantic. I buried my face in the blanket to try to avoid thinking about my shame. A few hours later, the carriage stopped moving. Meryl, we're here. Time to get up. I shot right up as we stopped at the main street of my village. Meryl, Gregor and I have to do some business. Why don't you go on home and talk to your mom about coming to the capital? Okay. I ran off, navigating the familiar streets that I hadn't seen in weeks. I'm gonna save first, just in casers. Yeah. Also, my headphone ran out of place. Aha! There we go. Ye olde drugstore. It felt so long since I had last been here. Every step I took seemed to lighten my heart. You know what? I felt like I hadn't really had an adventure. But I guess I have, haven't I? So much has happened to me since I last left town. I really did go on an adventure. I'm going to go on another one after this battle. I love adventures! Ow! My knapsack dumped its contacts all over the streets I collided headfirst with. Watch where you're going! Sorry. I was scrambling, trying to collect my belongings, when I heard someone walk up to me. You should be more careful. Here, probably shouldn't lose this. It looks important. I vaguely recognized that voice. But when I looked up, there was a cloaked figure handing me something. That's not sketchy at all. I shook my head to clear my thoughts. Thanks. Only did I realize that she handed me was my treasure map. Ah! Yeah, that would have been bad to lose. Oh my gosh, thank you. Man, I would have been in big trouble if I lost this. It's so old, I knew it must have been important. It's the type of thing that looks a lot like it has a lot of sentimental value. Although it just may look like just an old piece of paper, it clearly has a lot of love in it. Right. That woman was just standing there. Countenance? I don't know. Her air. Just something about it was rubbing me the wrong way. She seemed pretty interested in my treasure map, that was for sure. Thank you again! I really gotta get back home. Bye! I started taking off towards my house again, this time at a lot faster pace than before. If it keeps speeding off like that, you'll only run into someone again. I started to go even faster. Why did she care? Wait, how did she know I was running before? Had she been watching me? What kind of person walks around in a sketchy-looking cloak, anyway? I continued straight home. I made it to my balcony and stopped. I glanced back behind me, trying to see if anyone was behind me. I spotted a green hood in the distance. Yup, she was still there. I led her to my front door. It was too late now. I ran inside. Mom! Meryl! There's this weird lady following me! Just then, I heard the door close. I looked up. It was her. She had entered the house. And now she's gonna kill us all! Oh, Adrian, there you are! Meryl here says that someone's been following her. Have you seen anyone like that? Huh? The one removed her cloak, finally showing her familiar face. Really? I didn't see anyone following her. Adrian! It's been a while, hasn't it? But what are you doing here? Oh, just keep an eye out for any problems a certain newbie adventurer could come across. I should have told you before you left, but I sent her a letter the day you left, letting her know that you would be going out for a while and asked her to keep an eye on you in case you ran into trouble. I looked at Adrian. Exactly how long have you been stalking me then? Hey now, I've been stalking you, just keeping an eye on you is all. And, well, for a bit I suppose. Then why didn't you help me fight that wolf? You seem to have everything under control, especially with that friend of yours. Speaking of... She put her hand on my shoulder. Who were those two men you came to town with? Mabel, do you know your daughter has been traveling with two gentlemen? One of them wasn't that much older than her. What, Meryl? I could feel my face getting warm. Don't turn this around on me! You're the one who was stalking me! And it wasn't like my mom said I had to stay away from strange men or anything. Well, I had thought that went without saying, Meryl. So you admit they're strange. What? No, that came out wrong. I was glad August and Gregor weren't here. I had meant to call them strange. They're really nice. Well, okay, Gregor isn't, but August is. An odd look came over Adrian's face for a second. Then it was gone, almost like her face had never changed. Oh, he's nice, is he? I bet he's that younger boy. So, Meryl, how nice is he? Is he cute? What? Adrian was a known prankster, and I knew there was no way to answer the question without setting her off. Ahem. Could we not talk about that? Now, Addie, leave her be. I bet she's tired after her long and arduous journey. Oh, all right. She backed off. Thank God. Now, Meryl, why don't you go get yourself a nice cup of milk and we can talk about all the messy stuff about your future tomorrow, okay? Huh? Oh, she thought I came home because I'd given up on my adventure. Well, no. There's a reason I'm here. I haven't given up on my adventure thing yet. You see, there's some bad guys out there, and they're going to attack the town. They're these really evil people called the Dirks, and they're trailing Gregor and August. They're royal knights, by the way, and, oh. Well, I guess we led them here. But they're going to attack, and Gregor and August are getting the archer cadets to help fight them off. The Dirks? Why, aren't they only the ones who only took over the capital a couple months ago? What sort of trouble have you gotten yourself mixed into, Meryl? Well, that sure does explain a lot. For starters, why that guy was targeting you back there in the street. What? You didn't notice? The guy you ran into? That was no coincidence. He had a bunch of goons back in the alley waiting to make off with anything you dropped. Really? But why would they be after me? You came to town with those two gentlemen you mentioned earlier. If they're being targeted, there's no reason to target the girl traveling with them. But I'm just an innocent adventurer. I'm not part of the Royal Knights or whatever. Tell that to them. But anyway, Meryl, you should be definitely careful. It seems like you weren't able to make off with anything of yours this time, but that doesn't mean they won't try again. Try to be more careful about your surroundings next time, eh? Okay. Now, if what you really say is true, I need to get going. You'll be in good hands. That Gregor guy is Gregor Svitskin, right? I know him. He's a good guy. Wait, you know him? Is he famous or something? Not really. I just know a lot of people is all. Are you Noir? We'll find out. Now, I'll be taking my leave. See you, Mabel. Good luck on your adventure, Meryl. You'll do fine. And with that, she left. I turned to look at my mother. Well, she should probably start moving some things outside if things are going to get rowdy. Wait, not yet! August and Gregor will be swinging by after they talk with the mayor. We're having guests? Meryl, the house is a mess. I haven't cleaned up or anything. We can't have company. It's okay. I mean, we know we dropped in unexpectedly on you. My mother just sighed, and she gave a small nod. I could tell she was a little irritated. She hated surprises. But after a while, she seemed happier. Later on, we moved some plants inside. I started helping my mom clean up the house. It's been a while since you've brought anyone home, Meryl. He started to cook her delicious chicken and dumplings. Oh, well, yeah. I hadn't had time to have anyone over. It was all homework and projects, and when I didn't have those times to study for tests, But now, I finally have time to do all these fun things. My mother chuckled. I haven't seen you so excited in a long time. I take it your journey is going well? Oh, yes. I followed that treasure map you gave me, and it led me to a dark and scary cave, and then there was thieves all around, and then Gregor and August showed up, and they arrested me. What? Oh, don't worry. I was able to explain that I was obviously not a thief. I was an adventurer in training, right? And then we got to talking, and they decided to bring me back home, but I totally didn't want to go, and Gregor was being all mean and a grump, and was saying, who was being mean and a grump? Gregor and August walked into the door. Judging by my smile on August's face, I guess their meeting with the mayor had gone well. Oh, you must be the two gentlemen that Adrian was talking about. Who? Oh, sorry. Adrian is a friend of mine. An older adventurer. She was supposed to be keeping an eye on Meryl. Gregor's face went pale white all of a sudden. You don't mean Adrian the Lion, do you? One of the most famous adventurers? What? Oh, yes, she does go by that name sometimes. Oh, you must be Gregor. She mentioned that you've been taking good care of my daughter. Thank you so much. I know she can be tough to handle when she gets excited. Gregor looked shell-shocked, just glancing back at August, who seemed confused. It seemed that whatever relationship between Gregor and Adrian was, it wasn't exactly friendship. Okay, so she's not Noir. Okay. Oh, it was no problem at all, Miss Meryl's mom. Gregor glared at August. You could just call me Miss Mabel. And you must be August, right? Meryl has told me so much about you. It sounds like you've had quite an exciting adventure. Yes, we have. We actually have something to discuss with you about her said adventure, if you don't mind. Wait a second, I'm just suddenly noticing the drawings on the boy. It's like, I want to be a princess when I grow up. Mommy loves me. My family. Well, it's cute. Ah, of course. But how about we eat dinner first? We can deal with business later. I'm sure you two boys are starving. Dinner! August's eyes lit up. I like food! Thank you so much for your hospitality, Miss Mabel. It's been very long since August and I had a nice home-cooked meal. We all sat down at the table while my mom brought in the meal. Man, does it smell good! Calm down, August. I know you're hungry, but you shouldn't forget your manners. That's just bad manners. Of course. Miss Mabel, the dinner looks absolutely divine. Oh, but you haven't even eaten it yet. Why don't you try a bite and see if it tastes as good as it smells? The three of us dug in, with August and Gregor eating enough for 5 people. When I dug into my own plate, I had to admit I did miss my mom's food. This is so... Gregor shot August a look before he could finish that thought, the reminder of manners in his eyes. So very exquisite! This is the best meal I've had in my years. My sincerest compliments to the cook. Yes, Miss Mabel, the meal was phenomenal. You have no idea how refreshing it is to have a home-cooked meal after being on the road for so long. Oh dear, now you're flattering me. Hey, I helped too. Judy. Oh, did you help your mother set the table? I mean, I helped with the cooking. But yeah, I set the table too. Why? Are you taken aback by the sheer beauty of the table setting? It's just that I was wondering why the knife and fork was switched. Ah! What? No way! Oh, she does it so often I can no longer tell her what the right setting is. Oh no, they're all cute! I can't help it! They all burst out in laughter. At first I was mortified that they were making fun of my terrible placement settings, but then I realized what I was actually seeing. All 3 of them were sitting at a table, laughing and having a good time. I couldn't help but smile. It would be nice if every day could be like this. Everyone happy and having fun. Can I have seconds? Hey, you've eaten enough. He's still a growing boy, Gregor. Let him eat all he wants. The problem is that he's big enough as is. I don't think I can handle him if he kept growing. He was a lot more manageable when he was too short to reach things that would get him into trouble. August, where are your manners? No talking with your mouth. Talking with food in your mouth. Gregor's speech was beginning to get a little slurred. Certainly, he wasn't being infected by the tiny bit of wine he had drank. Right? Oh god, drunk. Now, where was I? Right. I was about to tell you a story about August's childhood. Oh god, please don't, Gregor. I can't stop me. I'm drunk now. Oh, baby! One time, August came to sword practice in his pajamas. His poor nanny was running after him with his day clothes. All the faces of the other cadets were speechless. I mean, it wasn't every day you see your future. August slams his fist down on the table, cutting off Gregor mid-sentence. Miss! Mabel! Dinner was excellent, but I'm afraid my friend Gregor here has had too much wine. I haven't had nearly enough. You can eat your food, let me have my wine. No! No, I haven't. But he only had but a glass of wine. Would a large fellow like him be affected like this with just a little wine? Just then, Gregor shouted something that I couldn't understand. Yeah, he can't really hold his liquor. I understand. You may be excused. I'll show you to our guest rooms. We can have that discussion in the morning. Is that all right? Of course. Thank you so much for putting us up, Miss Mabel. You really are a saint. My, aren't you such a polite young man? See, Meryl? You could learn some manners from him. Mom! Gregor made a grunting noise when August pulled him up out of his seat. August was able to guide him a few steps. Then the older man stumbled and nearly caused both of them to fall to the ground. You goddamn drunk! Hey, there's a child here. You use language. No. My mother got up and helped them out of her room. Is it even possible to get that drunk off of wine? I couldn't say I noticed Gregor drinking copious amounts of wine at the dinner table. For a normal person, no. Alex was back from putting Gregor to bed. I could hear a distant noise of what sounded like sighing. He snores. Oh boy, he was going to keep the whole house awake the whole night. Gregor loves wine, to a point where he's normally forbidden from drinking it because he's easily affected by it. I should have taken it away from him at dinner, but I guess I was so entranced by your mother's dinner that I totally forgot. Whoops. Oh, so how did you like the dinner I helped cook? It was delicious. Maybe we should have you cook our meals on the road from here on out. Sure be better than anything Gregor and I can cook up. Okay, I liked getting compliments, but not when it meant that I'd have to do more work. Well, I didn't help that much. I just added salt and pepper, you know. August laughed. Oh, is that so? A comfortable silence settled between us. I could hear the crickets outside chirping away. My mother hadn't come back yet. Where was she? A few months later, I realized she wasn't coming back. To give us time alone. Mom! You and your mother have been so kind to us tonight, Meryl. I really don't know how to repay you. Oh, it's nothing. Think of it as thanks for helping me get through everything. But at the very least, I can do something. Can I help wash the plates? The table was still occupied with the remains of the feast. I wasn't looking forward to cleaning it up, so I accepted August's offer, knowing that 2 hands would make the work lighter than just one. We fell into a silent rhythm, August bringing the plates over to me to wash at the sink. It was nice to work side by side with someone for once, and not feeling like I was slowing them down or messing everything up. Hey, wait! Weren't we rushing here to get ahead of bandits and stuff? Why are we sitting back and having a nice relaxing evening at my house? Oh, the Dirks won't get here until at least tomorrow. We have to give the mayor time to get everything assembled. Assembled? What was getting assembled? So, we got a break for once. I'm not sure how Gregor's going to feel when he has to fight the Dirks with a hangover. Oh boy. I wouldn't want to be his opponent. He's grouchy normally. Just imagine how he'd be with a hangover. I don't have to imagine it. Yes, it is very frightening. He held up the dish towel in his hands and made motions that looked like to be the imitation of what Gregor would be like on the battlefield in the morning. I laughed. I don't think I've been this relaxed the night before a big operation. Here I am, joking around, drying dishes. Maybe this is what I should do instead of looking at tactics over and over again. It's probably good to get your mind off of the stuff that's been bothering you once in a while. Yeah. We went back to our crying pattern, me washing and him trying. I was almost through with the last of the dishes when August whispered something. The stars sure are pretty outside tonight. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I didn't know you could see them so clearly out here in the countryside. I've always been somewhat curious about the different constellations. I never got to learn about them in my studies, what with them not being super useful in war or related activities. Oh, really? They're super duper cool! I mean, the stories behind them are. I really loved learning about them, even though I'll admit they're not the most practical things to know. Astronomy was the one class that didn't absolutely fail. I'd even managed to get an A on some of those tests. Oh, really? Well, that's that one called. He pointed out the window to one of the stars. Which one? That one, there. The one to the left of that other one. That's real specific. I had to get closer to where he was standing to see which one he was pointing to. I leaned forward to get a better look, my soldier touching the hard plate armor that he had been taken off for dinner. That one? I pointed to one. He shook his head and grabbed my arm, gently gliding it to the right star. That one. Let's see. I thought for a moment. What was the name of that one? Elfin? No, I think it was Elvine! She was a dragon lady! That star is the tip of her tail. She's a basilisk. See, you can follow the tip of her tail all the way to her head. A basilisk, huh? So that's what her tail there? That's her tail there? He let go of my arm and began to trace the stars in a completely absurd pattern. What kind of basilisk looks like there? No, like this! It was my turn to guide him this time. I grabbed his arm and traced the star path, up the basilisk's spine and up over the scales, up to the neck, next to her sad, sad eyes, and finally to the tip of her nose. I stopped. We stood like that for a good while, with me holding his arm and him staring up at the basilisk high in the sky. Finally, he broke contact, but still had a slight smile on his face. So, what's her story? Do you want the long or short? How long is the long version? It's a whole visual novel game length. It'll probably take me an hour to get through. And you just know that on the top of your head? What can I say? I like stories. Well, alright. How about the short version? Basically, she was the last of her kind, and she was really sad about it. The last basilisk? Yeah, supposedly the rest of her kind had died off. That's why we don't see any basilisks nowadays, or so the story goes. That must have been really hard for her. He glanced back to the window with a curious look on his face. There in the moonlight, he seemed so much younger, without stress on him. I felt like I was getting a glimpse at how August really was, a young man who simply enjoyed the simple pleasures of life. I wasn't sure what life was planning for me, past the next morning and over the hills and in that city I would visit. But a small voice whispered to my head that, well, perhaps it wouldn't be all that bad if people like him were out there. I felt calm, collected. I turned my gaze from August towards the window once more. I took a deep breath. I looked out at the myriad of stars dotting the peaceful night sky. There were so many stars, so many mornings, so many futures, so many horizons open to me. I was certain. I'd felt so trapped earlier, when I originally left my little village. But now, a huge smile spread across my lips as I began to stare harder and harder at those stars, trying to decide which one of those stars would hold my happiest future. Would it be that one? The one dying star on Nikolai's crown? Or the dimly lit star? This one small light of love grasped in poor dying Pierre's hands. Hey, I know all of these! Or even perhaps that obnoxiously bright star right there. The one that... Wait, was that star getting bigger? Oh shit! Suddenly there was a crash and glass flew everywhere while a force pushed me to the ground. Meryl! A sharp pang hit my leg, and I slammed my eyes shut and flung my arms over my head. All I recommend action is to take, stop, drop, and roll! However, this wasn't a fire drill as I opened my eyes. Oh shit! However, I soon discovered that my fire safety procedures had not prevented me from receiving a rather loud arrow to my shin. Shit. Ow, ow, ow,
Meryl, don't worry. You're gonna be okay.
Okay? There's a freaking arrow in my leg? How am I gonna be okay? It really, really, really began to hurt. And where did it even come from? I mean, ow. August suddenly picked me up and carried me into the other room, out of range of anyone else who decided to shoot random arrows through town. It looks like a battle started to start itself earlier than expected. August's face was ashy gray, his lips a thin, tight line. Even over the excruciating pain, I could tell that his mind was racing. In situations like this, the best thing to do is to keep your wits about you. Right, Meryl? Miss Adventurer? There was a wild look in his eyes all of a sudden. My stomach dropped. Right. I'm a little worried about something. He held up his finger to show me something. It was coated with something purple. This is coming out of your wound. Why is my blood purple? It's been mixed with something. It looks like... He glanced at my wound for a second. Maybe riceberries?
Meryl, there was poison at the tip of that arrow.
I couldn't breathe.
Stay with me, Meryl.
I'm gonna die!
He shook my shoulders. No, you're not. I can save you.
Then please hurry up with the saving! Suddenly, he grabbed a shaft of the arrow and pulled it out. I covered my mouth and tried to prevent myself from screaming in pain. I was crying.
You're doing great, Meryl. I've seen bigger men than you bawling their eyes out when we've had to tend to their shallow wounds. Now how to stop the poison.
Using his dagger, he quickly cut his thumb and steadily hold it over the wound in my shin. Whoa! Wait, that can't be hygienic!
Okay, I'll just let you die from poison then. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Gregor got poisoned by a snake bite a few days ago before he met you, and I had to do the same thing to him when he turned out alright.
Okay then. I was beginning to feel a little lightheaded. He put his hands on my shoulders.
This is going to hurt.
What? Before I had a chance to respond, a bolt of electricity shot through my body. I blacked out. Hi! Thank you for playing the special demo of Meryl in August. Sorry about the cliffhanger. Oh no!
But this demo's made exclusively for Kill's channel. Ooh, fancy!
Thank you for making it this far. I don't know when the next demo for M&As will do, but do me working on Dr. Frank Build a Boyfriend. I'll continue working on M&A after I finish that game, though I'd love to hear what you think of this game so far. Do you have any suspicions about who some of the characters may be? What do you think will happen to Meryl? Shit, let me know. Fuck, you can't stop. Fuck. Damn it. Anything in the extras? Nope. Okay, nope. Return. No extras. No CGs. I guess it's because it's not done yet. But yeah, I guess that's Meryl in August so far. Damn it. Oh well, I was so happy. It's going so good. Meryl. Shit. This is good. This is gushier in my heart. Can't wait for the next part. But I gotta wait for Dr. Frank. By the way, I fucking noticed in the tavern, Iggs was in there with his boyf. I saw that. I saw Iggs. Don't think I didn't. Yeah. So that's it for Meryl in August right now. So I'll be replacing this with something else M-related. Or, no, better idea. You know, I mentioned the Alvine thing, and that's actually, again, another, that's another visual novel that's been done. It was, like, Heiden's first. And I've actually watched the playthrough of that, of, like, at least one setting of that. So it's like, we could just play that. We could just play more visual novels. That'd be fun. Yeah, let's do that then. Alvine would be the next one we'll do.
It's exciting. So yeah, looking forward to this. And I hope you guys have a good day.
Bye!